we should remember them and we should know about them.
No one spoke about it, we weren't aware of it.
By the end of World War I, 60,000 Australian soldiers had lost their lives. This is the story of one who came home, the story of saving Private Moore.
I think it represents the experience of a lot of families during the First World War, and I believe it's important to tell it.
Some private in the 101st lost 3 brothers and he's got a ticket home.
The Hollywood blockbuster Saving Private Ryan was about the search for an American soldier who was being recalled from service after the deaths of his brothers. It's a story that was mirrored here in WA.
We tend to forget about the families at home and what they went through and how it changed Australia.
Vince Cusworth was James or Jum Moore's great-nephew. Together with Jum's daughter Pauline, he's pieced together a remarkable family history. What the family uncovered was an ANZAC story that speaks to a mother's love and loss.
To lose one son is bad enough, to lose 3 is something else altogether.
4 of Kathleen Moore's sons signed up and went to the Great War, Gallipoli, Egypt and the battlefields of France. One by one, 3 were lost. Tom, Harry and George. At first, Kathleen only realised she'd lost 2 sons, but at that point, she knew she had to try and save Jum.
She was very brave to do it, to start with, but also I understood her being anxious to do it and wanting to do it.
From her home in Boulder, Kathleen Moore wrote to the Army, pleading for her son to be sent home.
My husband, through an injury to his back, is unable to do constant work, and we were dependent on our sons. And as I have had such an anxious time for the last 2 years and suffered a great loss in the death of my 2 sons, I would feel very grateful if you would have him sent home.
And remarkably, that's what happened. Private Moore was about to be redeployed for action, but word came through from Australia, find Private Moore and send him home.
Touching, because she had lost 3, and this 4th son was precious to her to have back, to touch him and to give him a hug and all of that,
The family has many letters written by the boys to their mother from the front lines. Letters that have now travelled across time, a century after they were penned.
And I can remember her as an old lady. She had a tapestry bag and she put that, the loop over her arm, and she carried those letters everywhere.
Vince was so moved by the story of his great-uncles, he wrote a book, Jum's Luck. The story has also been made into a documentary that will be premiered next week.
It became very personal for me, obviously, because of the family link, but also it's an emotional story for anybody who sort of researches the story.